Here we go. It's recording now. So welcome to the very first recording ever of RedeeM, where we are going to help you reverse your story, overcome tragedy, redeem heartache, and flourish in life. I am Nick Meter, and I am joined by my lovely wife, Kate Meter.
Hello.
So this is our first time doing this, and we're trying to figure this out. So for me, I think why I'm starting this and we're calling it RedeeM is because it's actually my last name reversed.
Oh, you're telling everyone that, huh? You're not gonna leave your identity a mystery.
Yes. Well,
Nick Meter.
yes. Our last name, Meter, if you reverse the letters, it is RedeeM, spelled backwards. And I think that that's appropriate because my life is a embodiment of a redeemed story. So that is why we are starting this, or at least why I'm starting this. It's because I want to help other people purchase back or rewrite their own stories. And that primarily comes through understanding your story in light of the story of Jesus Christ and the story of the arc of the entire Bible that we have that's written, that tells a redemptive arc of God's relationship with humanity, and also tells stories of man's relationship to humanity and how much it needs redeeming as well. So it's not like you have one story. You can have kind of a meta narrative of your story, but you are a conglomeration of stories. And so you can have individual stories within that conglomeration be rewritten and have redemption. And you can have just the entire trajectory of your life and story of your life reversed. And I don't think that our culture understands how to integrate tragedy and how to process tragedy. I think we are very pain avoidant as a culture. And I'm also starting this also, I already wanted to start this movement of helping people redeeming their stories. But then everything that happened with Charlie Kirk. I was already headed in this direction, and then what happened with him, and then seeing the legacy he's left behind, I'm like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
I want to do something like that, similar to what he's done for other people.
Yeah. Very inspiring.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Kate and I are still trying to figure out what we're going to do in this recording. I'm kind of the leader, kind of.
You shall be our leader.
Yes. And as you get to know Kate and I, we like to quote movies that are special to us or TV shows that are special to us. And Phineas and Ferb is a special one. And that comes from...
That was actually from Milo Murphy.
Yeah, but it's derivative from Phineas. But that quote was directly from a group of underground people. And
the flop-eared one shall be our leader.
Yes, and there's this really weird guy in the underground group of people who just...
Are you really explaining?
Yeah, because they have to understand the inside joke. Otherwise, they're not going to understand our quotes. You should go watch it. I don't know what episode it is, but it's like one of the first
Yeah, it's one of the
few.
first few. Very, very good, creative, funny shows, those two. Very, very wholesome, good shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's part of what being a meter is quoting our favorite movies and stories.
Yes. Yeah.
The end.
The end. So that is one of the quirks of being a meter, at least from my dad and my mom's side of the family. We quote movies.
Man.
My brothers and I, this is a story. Here's the first story
There you go.
of my life, and how we started quoting movies. We didn't have a whole lot of money growing up, and when we did finally get some money, my mom and dad got a VCR and a TV. And because we also couldn't really afford to go out and buy whatever movies we wanted, we would go to the local library and rent movies. And we could only rent 3 movies at a time.
The library we're in right now.
Well, not at this location.
Yeah.
It was at its old location. But we would rent 3 movies, and then we would have them for like 2 weeks, I think, or maybe 1 week. And we would just watch those same movies over and over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it would get to the point where young little kid brains, we metabolized that like food. And so it just was ingrained in us. So now when I and my brothers get together, there will generally be some point in our conversations together where one of us will start a quote from a movie that we all know, and then we will just continue it with all kinds of laughter and giggles as we enjoy the communal camaraderie we shared as kids with a fun story that we all liked.
And if it's a story that you guys knew and that you watched over and over and over again, you knew it so well that they would just quote huge lengths of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, we
I
could...
feel like I'm watching the movie right now just to reenact it with you guys.
Yeah. And we could probably come close to... If we really wanted to, we could probably have done that. Come close to quoting the whole entire movie. But I digress. So, Kate marrying into my family, marrying me, you have now started to quote things.
Yes.
Actually, you know, and my brothers wouldn't know what you quoted because I don't think that they watch Milo Murphy.
No, that's an us thing.
Yeah, that is an us
and the
thing.
furs.
So that's special.
You shall be our leader.
Can you pause it? That's something I don't know.
I can stop it. All right, we're back.
Yeah. So, yeah, we just talked a whole lot about meters. And I did not know you were going to go public with that name.
This isn't really public.
I thought I was going to be
Yeah.
like Batman and I'd have my secret identity. But you're going to just tell everybody your identity. Dang it.
Well, I don't want to stay completely, you know.
Anonymous?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're trying to change the world, at least a small piece of it.
Yeah.
If nothing else. So,
Yeah. For me, my vision was that I wanted the message of the gifts to speak for itself. My platform would be the 7 gifts you are gifted, and it's by Kate RedeeM. And yes, it's you know, it's not super secret. It's just backwards, but I was hoping, you know, that only the super motivated would be able to figure out, oh, it's meaner. I don't know.
yeah, I thought about that too, but people just aren't that. There's like a, I don't know, maybe I will keep it more. And then those who are genuinely inquisitive will ask, why is the M capitalized in your logo?
Yeah, I like it. I
And
like
then I'll
it.
get to say, it's because our last name is Meter.
Yeah.
And when you redeem something, you are reversing the story. You're
Mm.
purchasing it back for something good.
But would you tell someone that online or just face to face?
Yeah, I would do it.
You do
I'd do all of
online?
the above.
All of the above. Okay. Well, then you tell one person, now everyone knows. You can't be secret. Can't be Batman.
Yeah, it is. Only if people go back and listen to this or read the comment.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with
With telling people.
yeah,
Yeah.
with it being public knowledge.
Yeah.
The other thing that I learned was people are so afraid of, their friends, family, people they know
Yeah.
finding out about this stuff.
Yeah.
And generally they don't.
They don't find out?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
stop worrying about it.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel that way too. I care so much less about what strangers on the internet think of me than my best friends and family. I hold their opinions very highly. So, yeah, I would be a lot more anxious for my friends and family to find out what I made or what I'm doing. So that's even more motivation for me to want to just be anonymous.
I don't know if your friends would tell you anything bad about you, though.
Mm.
I think they'd tell you, it's awesome. Way to go.
I mean, yeah, I think they probably would be supportive, but give me some constructive criticism sometimes.
Like, speaking to the microphone more?
It's about an inch from my face.
Closer. Closer.
That's another one. A little to the left. Lean into the light.
Oh my gosh, here we go again. Here's another movie quote. No,
That's him.
That's him. That's him. Gonzo. Many so times ago you were lost to us. There we go.
It's even better that you can do the great voices.
I do a little impromptu voice acting, which it has been good to have your smiles and your delight in that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We are really rambling.
But that's what makes it interesting. Is
Yeah.
when two people are connecting, not sticking to a script.
Yeah, I agree. Somewhat. Somewhat rambling, but I think we will learn as we go what the balance of rambling and content is.
Yes,
Fun and content.
but also having some kind of a structure to kind of give
Yeah.
us a framework and a guidance
Mhm.
system. Yeah, I agree with you on that. The problem is I don't really have a framework other than, my story. Like, kind of the reason that I'm doing this is because, I guess for me, it's, I'm sad and angry when I watch people live a small life.
Mm.
And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that, but I want to see people reach maybe not their full potential, but like some kind of potential.
Mhm.
I think a lot of that stems from my own story of being very wounded and not feeling like I fit in with my family. And so there was a constant search to find a family, to find some kind of goodness out there. And I want people to know that there is goodness out there for them, because through the tragedy and the heartache of experiencing that, I found what true life was and true goodness.
I have nothing to add.
Yeah.
That's great. Do you have any other thoughts on your vision for why you're doing this?
Well, the vision, you are living a story and you are living a narrative now. So the vision is to help people understand their stories and the content of their stories so that they can then understand how to co-author with God a story that
Is worth living?
a story that is worth living, which is funny, worth, right? What do you value? But we live in this fallen world that a lot of people don't know how to deal with. And right now, we live in a world that is telling you you can do whatever you want, which is true. God has given you a lot of freedom to do what you want to do. But not everything leads to goodness in life. So that's kind of the vision. The vision is to help people reverse their stories, overcome tragedy, redeem heartache, and flourish in life. Because we don't want you to just survive. I want you to get to a place where you're thriving. How about you? What's your vision for the gifts?
For the gifts?
For your
For you are gifted?
for whatever thing you're doing.
My platform, you are gifted. I am thinking, and I am a deep thinker and a slow thinker, which may not always be the best for podcasts. But my vision for You Are Gifted is similar to what you just described, but did your arm get tired?
No, I wanted to keep it from being the Nick show.
Oh.
So I set my microphone down, not because my arm was tired, but
Sure.
as a don't talk so much.
My vision for the gifts is for You Are Gifted is similar to what you shared, but with a different structure, I guess. That the structure God showed me that each of us has at least one, possibly more, of 7 gifts. It's the 7 gifts that are listed in Romans 12. And each of those gifts, each of those portions of God that He has put into each of us when He made us, has a certain signature or a certain character to it. And those 7 gifts that are listed in Romans 12 line up with the other lists of 7, and so you can discern from that, certain qualities from each of the gifts and each of those personalities within a person and what they are motivated by and what they're gifted to do, and that those, I am just really having a hard time putting this into words. I just felt a wave of frustration and anxiousness that I'm not doing it justice, because these gifts are very, very precious to me, very complex. I mean, it's God. it's infinite, and I quite often feel at a loss for words to describe them fully to people in a short amount of time that they'll understand it and be interested in it, because it is infinite. It's very complex, very beautiful. It's like someone asking you to describe the Mona Lisa. You could say, well, it's a picture of a lady sitting and looking at you. But it can't possibly, with words, it is almost impossible to capture the beauty of it until you see it and live it. Being in the presence of the Mona Lisa is completely different than trying to describe it with words alone. So anyway, that's how I feel about what I'm saying right now. Is that this is a very complicated, very beautiful, very amazing thing, that also, in addition to all of that, is tainted by the darkness in us. So that makes it even more complicated. That you have a piece of God in you, you have a spirit in you, and you have you're made in the image of God, you have such beauty in you, and yet also so much brokenness, and that also makes it very complicated to describe and put into words quickly. But yeah, the gifts are amazing, complicated, awesome, and it can change your life to know how you are made, and what you're here to do, instead of there's so many people out there right now that feel purposeless and lost, hating themselves too. I have a big heart for the self-haters, the self-harmers, because I used to be one of them, and that was also partly because of the way that I saw my own gift as being a negative thing. So one of the gifts I have is mercy, and along with that gift is being a very slow thinker. So that's just one quality that goes with that gift, with that part of me, my spirit, my personality. And in a very fast world, being slow didn't work very well. And I got a lot of negative feedback for that, and a lot of people cursed that quality that I had. And there were many, 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 many other things about me and my gifts and how I was made that had that same effect, that they weren't appreciated or were cursed, and I learned to curse it myself. I didn't appreciate it. And so I turned on myself with contempt and hated myself. And so part of my story that was redeemed was having someone see the gift for what it was and call me to recognize it as a gift and a beautiful thing. I'm like, what? It's not a gift to be slow. It's not a gift to be weak. I don't understand how that could be a good thing. But that was part of the redemption of my story, was seeing the beauty in it and seeing how that is very, very good thing. And it is the very slow and deep thinkers that sometimes come up with the most beautiful works. And that's just one tiny little snippet of the redemption and the beauty that can come out of the gifts. So I have a big heart for people who need to hear how some of the things that they hate about themselves are actually really beautiful works of art.
Yeah, that goes right in along with kind of reversing a story and redeeming heartache
Mm-hmm.
and flourishing in life, because kind of what you're referencing and talking about is your personal story of how evil marred your story with contempt.
Mm-hmm.
And then how throughout each of our stories, our gifting, our imago Dei, as an image. You should have burped right into the mic. And just
I bet it still picked it. It was not the moment for that.
No, but laughter is a good thing.
It is.
So our gifting, our imprint as a unique infinite story, one story within an infinite amount of stories. Evil tries to mar that image bearing of God, because evil hates the image of God. And so, and it's very subtle even too. You won't even recognize it sometimes when it's working to, as you'll hear us probably talk in the future, curse. And then what ends up happening is our gifting and our longings, our desires that are associated with that, get us into trouble. So like for you, you were saying that you were slow, but you're a deep processor. And you're also really good at sitting with people in their pain. So you never saw that as a good quality. Or well, at least maybe you didn't recognize that it was a good quality, because so much of your life was filled with, why can't you do things the way that I would do them? Fast or task-oriented. You're more relational, and you can sit with people in some deep things for a very long time and look at all the details of that one little tiny thing over and over, whereas someone like me moves fast. And so I'll also confess that I had a hand in marring that imprint of God's image in you. But I also got to be part of its redemption.
Yay. Yay.
So that's my response. Thank you for sharing about why you're doing what you're doing with the gifts.
Thanks for asking. I'm bearing with the anxiety. So I'm trying to put it into words for one of the first times. I mean, I talked about it with many of my friends, but it's different when you've got a microphone in your face.
And you don't necessarily have other people's faces giving you feedback as to what they're feeling or experiencing.
Right. And it's less of a back and forth conversation. I mean, you and I are having a conversation, but what I just did was I gave a speech, and I'm not used to giving speeches. It's more, if a friend of mine were to ask me, I'd say, oh, well, have you read Romans 12? You know, that kind of thing. I'd start, oh, no, I've never read that, or yes, I have, or did you know that there's a list in there, and, you know, what do you think about spiritual gifts? And I would just kind of see where they're at and what they think and believe, and then share, well, this is what I think and believe. What do you think about that? It's much more conversational in the way I've presented it before, and that's the way I'm more comfortable presenting things, as person to person. So this was new, and thanks for listening and bearing with it so far.
Me or just whoever's listening to this?
Both.
Okay.
I mean, we are capturing a conversation between the two of us that people might listen to. I think we're learning a lot right now.
Yeah,
So this
and
might not be
this was also something that I was going to bring up that's very related to all of this, and that's this idea of perfection.
Yeah.
Right? That we have it all figured out. Like, that's usually part of the fear that keeps us from doing things that are good, is we want everything to be perfect. Whereas you can look at it as, no, this is a growth process. This is a process of becoming.
Yes, I agree. You and I both, however, have a very good, very high standard for excellence, and I think we should honor that as well.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
We will. But for right now, we just need to get started.
Yeah.
Because we've been dilly-dallying. Gosh, here we go again. So that's a reference to Mike's New Car, which is the Pixar short.
Are you gonna
Yes,
explain
because I want them to come with us in our inside joke.
No,
It'll
but
be so fun.
It'll be like an Easter egg in a movie. So you know when you're watching a movie and there's something that pops up and you're like, oh, I get that reference, but they don't take the time to explain it. It's just there. It's just like, because you don't want the explanation to take away from the storytelling. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I agree.
The quotes could be.
I agree to some extent, but I know for me, when I watch other videos and they do that, I'm like, I don't
get it.
I don't get it.
And it's isolating, is it?
Yeah, it's isolating, but now like it's also kind of putting more tax on, like, okay, flag this part in my brain to remember I need to go figure out what they're referencing now.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck was that they just said?
Yeah. It almost like when you're watching a movie and you don't get a reference, then it takes you out of the movie experience because you're like, wait, what was that? Now I'm thinking about what that meant and I'm not engaged in the story. Okay.
Yes. And if you have a particular storyteller who likes to do that a lot to make fun of movies he's reviewing, it's really hard to appreciate how he's mocking whatever movie.
Yeah. All right, well, maybe we could do very short explanations.
Okay. It's a
just
Pixar
like,
short about Mike's new car.
Yeah, just like
and
that. Yeah,
his car's going crazy and throwing him around inside, and he yells at Sully. Or no, outside. That's right. He gets stuck in the engine compartment. And he yells at Sully, who's inside of the car. Push the button. Get me out of here. End this. So that's why you were referencing push the button.
Yeah. And that was also a combination of not any particular YouTuber, but there are many out there who are saying, just push the button, just get started. It's the absolute best thing you can do is don't buy the fancy equipment, don't do this, that, or the other. Just push the button and get started, and then you'll figure out what you need.
Yes.
So we pushed the button.
Yes, we did. And so now I think that this is a perfect segue to push the button and end this.
Say goodnight to
all your friends who rock and roll. Why are we saying that? Why are we saying that?
We're saying goodnight, goodbye to nobody.
Well, what if it's not night where they are?
Well, good day.
I'm not going to tell you what this is a reference to. It's not a movie, it's a song. Say goodnight to
we sang it.
all your friends who... Well, we didn't like sing it, we just kind of said it.
Chanted it.
Yeah.
You have a sign off yet?
Nope.
Do it for Dale.
Oh, no, don't do that. Oh my gosh. It is such a catchy... I don't know why I like that so much.
Bye.
Push the button.